All right, Pops, let's get into the next segment. We have the most dominant defensive ends in the NFL. I'm just going to throw a couple of names out there to you. Let's go Hutchinson. Let's go Myles Garrett. Let's go Micah. We can go Maxx Crosby. TJ Watt's kind of like linebacker-ish, but still defensive end. He's still going to rush. It's just, for the Steelers' defensive scheme. What do we think, Pops? Who's the most dominant defensive end in the NFL? I know I've been taking over all of these. I'm going to say it depends what you want. It depends if you want the overall package or if you want more rush or if you want more run stop. I think if you want more guaranteed run stop out of all of those options, you can probably go Myles Garrett. I think if you want more overall, you can probably go Maxx Crosby and Hutchinson.
As long as they're the 1, 2, 3, and we can stack them.
And then I think if you want, coverage with the ability to rush and get money and get active, that's that linebacker breed with TJ Watt.
Yeah, but they're not a true defensive end.
No. Especially for the defensive system that we run and defensive scheme that we run in Pittsburgh. So let's go. Who would you give the most dominant defensive end to? The most dominant overall? Like if you had to line them up, Pops, and you had to pick one, and say that's my guy. Who's that gonna be?
Myles Garrett, then Hutchinson, then Crosby.
You know what's crazy, Dad? Is I think you could throw all of them up, and it don't matter.
Yeah.
It don't. And everyone says there's a tier list. Listen to me. Myles Garrett had 5 sacks. Okay, I'm gonna tell you this off of my brain. Last year, before Hutchinson got injured and took a terrible knee injury, which he's performing completely well after, which usually defensive ends never perform after, just for anybody's information out there. He had 4 sacks. Well, I think it was 4.5 in a game. So Myles Garrett just had 5, So it's that same style of player. Just to let everybody know, like, these tiers are very close. And Pops, I think Myles Garrett he's just so hard to like not say him. Even though I want to go at Maxx Crosby. And then I want to take Hutchinson second, actually. Because I like the wiggle that I get from Hutchinson. I think Hutchinson got really good wiggle. And I think he's got a good escape to be able to get a lot of tackles too. But Myles Garrett's just so dominant, and we're talking about dominant, Pops, and it's either got to be Myles Garrett or Max. And
I like Max's motor.
I love Max's motor, but I think you're right. I don't think it beat Myles Garrett. Just he gonna win 99.9%, and I think Maxx Crosby gonna win 98.8% just because of his motor too. It's that 0.2 difference, and I gotta go Garrett.
I like Hutchinson better than Crosby, but I like Crosby's motor well enough. I almost like put him in second just because of his motor.
And if I had to pick one right now to pick on my team, I'd pick Max because I know he gonna stop the run. He gonna get me a couple of sacks and he might get a couple of pass deflects. You know what I mean? So it's like they're all the same guy. It's just who do you want? And I think they're all dominant. But I agree with you, Pops. Myles Garrett, most dominant defensive end in the game by far, and not by far, but he is the most dominant defensive end in the game. And I don't think there's.
Go ahead, no.
And I don't think there's no left tackle no right tackle, left guard, right guard, or no center that wants any one-on-one problem with that man.
Absolutely.
All right, Pops, let's go ahead and get into the Week 10 pick'ems. Subscribe to the Juiice Pops Show